resonates for you at that level. And wherever you find yourself happy, enjoying the company of your teacher or the teacher or your friends, that's where I would, that's where the direction that I would follow. And it has to be simple and happy, not complicated practices, none of that. You follow your heart, follow what resonates for you. If what resonates for you is, who knows, it could be whatever it is. I'm not gonna, give any examples. There are various ways, but whatever resonates for you at that level. And what is simple? A path that is simple.
I was feeling the simplicity when you were doing that talk, and sometimes when I listen to Muji, he says, who is the like he goes up 3 levels, and then I get very like, I can't do it, But I did feel the simplicity here, and I'm very taken by Maharishi. Am I saying that right?
Ramana Maharshi, is it? Yeah. Ramana Maharshi, yes.
Yeah, so
yes.
I'm very taken by the simplicity of,
yes.
A few of the articles and books I'm
yes.
reading. And I've always wanted freedom, like, just, that's been my whole soul searching in my life, is freedom.
Yeah. Again, like if something sounds really complicated for you, that you don't get it, then it's not for you right now. You just I wouldn't complicate my mind too much. Actually, I wouldn't complicate my mind at all. And there are different tendencies that different people have, and there are different ways and different teachers express themselves. But most importantly, in the student is their love, their uncompromising love for truth, and their willingness to let go of everything for the sake of truth, and not to hold on to whatever realizations or whatever results they get, because in the end, consciousness is pureness is pure, complete freedom. There's nothing that it holds on to. And what matters above all in the teacher is what is not said, much more than what is said. Meaning the stillness and the presence, which is the stabilization of.
Like the music behind the words.
Yes, right, like the music behind the words. That the mind cannot get, but the heart does.
Thank you.
I was a Course in Miracles student for a long time, and spent a lot of time with Muji. In fact, Tanya and I brought Muji to DC. He came for 3 years. Same. That's what I would say.
Yeah.
I don't find any difference, much difference in teachings. Except the Course was momentum.
it's also very important to, much more than understanding, is also the living as the openness. So once you get a sense of that, the presence is to live out of the presence, the openness. So whenever you notice a contraction, to not to follow that path, not to follow the me path, not to follow that path, and to release it, and just remain sort of babe-like, childlike innocence. The innocence. There is intelligence in presence. Presence is not just like sort of like a da. There is intelligence, wakefulness, but it's effortless. It's not one's personal intelligence. It's a divine intelligence that's reflected right here. That's appears right here in whatever forms, whatever ways. And you can trust that. You can sort of, at some point, you start getting a sense of that, and as you get a sense of it, you allow it. You say, okay, you take it on. You consciousness take it on. I don't need to work it.
Yeah, I do a lot of that, working it.
Mm-hmm.
I spend hours. And then when I wake up, it's like I have some free time.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it's like I have to work at trying to get it out.
Mm-hmm.
And I've always been that way.
Yeah,
A lot of work,
Yeah. Well, okay, so there are two aspects to this. One aspect is the mind aspect that's trying to work it, and that has been doing that for years, and knows how to run this. Let's work it sort of a business show. And there is simultaneously the dimension of presence. In other words, as the mind is engaging and trying to work it, there is a light, that there is intelligence, there is presence that shines onto that mind, that makes these thoughts, because it's thoughts basically, it's thinking, it's thought, that acknowledge these thoughts, that recognize the thought. For example, the thought, I need to go down in 10 minutes to DuPont Circle. I have to leave in 10 minutes. That thought is a mind event, but that thought is known. If you do not know this thought, you won't even be aware of it. So there is the thought, and there is a dimension of there is the consciousness that knows the thought, that knows the mind. So it's important that you don't just stay with working it with the mind, but simultaneously notice that there is also intelligent presence, aware presence, the presence that hears these words, that is perceiving the mind. And that is what you truly are. That is a reality. There is a reality to that. The reality of that is what gives the mind its reality. Because a thought can only have a reality because it is perceived, it is known. A thought, I must be in DuPont Circle in 10 minutes, is totally irrelevant if you do not know it, if there isn't a knowingness of the thought.
Because you get all caught up in believing it, right?
Yeah, well, before even you get caught up in, consciousness never gets caught up in believing anything. It's a thought that says, I'm caught up in believing it. Because the I There is an I that is an I thought. I thought meaning I as this person. I as this person is believing this. So it's a thought that expresses that I'm this person, and I'm believing something. So it's like a dream. Like in a dream, you're dreaming that you are a butterfly, and this butterfly, now that you believe you are, is dreaming that there is a dragon going to come to eat it, right? So it's a dream character that's dreaming a dream. So it's that way. The whole thing is happening as a thought while you're sleeping. So the whole thing is happening on the screen of consciousness. The screen of consciousness doesn't give a hoot if the dragon grabs a butterfly or don't. The screen of consciousness is totally unconcerned. It wakes up nice and clean. And if the dragon grabs a butterfly, no problemo. It doesn't affect it. So what I'm saying is that besides the mind, there is you are the presence awareness. You are the consciousness that hears these words, that perceives the thought. That is not taken up and down the roller coaster if the thought is going up and down the roller coaster. When there is a war movie that's being projected on the screen, and there are all sorts of bloody events happening on the screen remains clean. Yeah, it's like that. The roller coaster of the mind doesn't affect the consciousness that hears these words. That's where you need to turn your attention to, rather than remaining in the working it. Go to the presence that witnesses the entire show. That presence is peace, is unmoved.
And do you question that? Like, I know that some of the teachings are, who am I and I am, and do you question that perceiver that's looking?
No, don't question anything. Don't question anything. Only thing that you can notice is whenever you're unhappy, you're going to feel it in your body. You're going to feel it. No matter how hard you try to hide it, and I don't think you're interested in hiding it, you're interested in the truth. You will notice it in your body. You will notice I'm unhappy. Whenever there is this contraction in the body, you will notice, I'm inviting you to look there, you will notice that you are believing yourself to be Mary, to be this person, to be a woman, to be this body-mind. You're believing the other to be somebody else. That belief is invariably unhappy, leads to unhappiness.